Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Hope you guys are doing well on this Saturday night. There will be two videos coming out tonight. The first one, which I'll get to in a minute, is the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 2021 NRL predicted team. And the second video tonight will be the West Tigers 2021 NRL predicted team. So two videos coming out tonight for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Also, I just want to say thank you to the 815 people that watched my Dragons versus Sharks trial game review. I didn't think I'd get that many views for a trial game, so I really do appreciate everyone who tuned in to that video. Anyway, let's get into the first video of tonight, which is going to be my Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 2021 NRL predicted team. Sorry about that, guys, just fixing up the camera. So, obviously, I've gone through the Bulldogs squad and their roster, and I've put together my best 1 to 17 for the Bulldogs, along with the four reserve players in case of injury or suspension. So let's go through the team, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. So fullback, Corey Allen. On the wings, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak and Jaden Okunbor. In the centres, Nick Cotric and Will Hopoate. In the halves, 5'8", Brandon Wakeham. And the halfback, Kyle Flanagan. The front row of Dylan Napa and Luke Thompson. The hooker is Jeremy Marshall King. The second row is Adam Elliott and Raymond Fatala-Mariner. The lock is the captain, Josh Jackson. And on the interchange bench, I have gone with Jack Avarello, Chris Smith, Jack Heverington, and this last name is very hard to pronounce. It is how do you say that? Ofahaki Ogden. You know, Big Ogden. That's what I just call him, Ogden. And the coach is Trent Barrett. And the four reserve players I've got in case of injury and suspension is Lachlan Lewis, Nick Meaney, Joe Stimson, and the hooker, Sione Katoa. Now, that is my Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs predicted team for 2021. Now, we'll go through the fullback. Obviously, the Bulldogs have signed Corey Allen from the South Sydney Rabbitohs on a pretty good deal. He's there for the next 3 years, I believe. I think he'll add a bit of a spark to the Dogs' side. They've lacked a very good fullback since probably Ben Barber. To be honest, they haven't had a great fullback since Ben Barber was there. I think Corey Allen will provide some good attacking flow for the Bulldogs, and I think he'll be a really good signing for the Bulldogs. So I think he'll do a good job at fullback for Canterbury. The wingers, Watene-Zelezniak and Jaden Okunbor. Now, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, for mine, he's on pretty good money for a winger. I think he needs to step up a little bit, improve his game, and just do more things with the ball. Don't just run and offer nothing in attack. Just try something new. I think Dallin Watene-Zelezniak needs to improve his game and become a better player. So I've got him on the wing, but definitely under pressure in my opinion. The other winger is Jaden Okunbor. Now, Jaden Okunbor has had his issues off the field, but on the field, he's a very solid player. And I think he's, obviously he's still young and he's got a fair bit to work on as a player, but I think he'll improve this year, and I think he deserves to get a crack in this side. So I've got him on the wing, along with DWZ. In the centres, Nick Cotric and Will Hopoate. Nick Cotric, another big off-season recruit for the Bulldogs. He wants to play in the centres. I think he'll do very well there. He's on very good money at Canterbury. I think he'll play well at the Dogs. Playing in the centres, I think he'll probably play left centre on the left-hand side of the field. I think he'll have a good combination with Jaden Okunbor, I'm guessing, or maybe Watene-Zelezniak. Me personally, I'll put him with Watene-Zelezniak, but I think Nick Cotric is in for a good year, so I got him in the centres. The other centre on the right side is Will Hopoate, very experienced player, still does a very good job to this day. Yes, he may be getting a little bit old and maybe a little bit out of date at the moment, Will Hopoate, but I still think he has what it takes to be a very good, consistent first-grade player, and I think he'll have a good year, Hopoate, so I got him in the centres with Cotric. In the halves, Brandon Wakeham and Kyle Flanagan. A lot of people are having Jack Avarello in the 5'8", but I just don't see him playing 5'8". I can't see him as a 5'8", Jack Avarello. I think Brandon Wakeham would be a better option. I think he provides a bit more attack, and I think he needs to get more time in first grade to improve his game and become a better player. I think Brandon Wakeham will have a good combination with Kyle Flanagan. Flanagan will just control the side around, kick long, and Wakeham just has to run and create on the left side of the field. So I've got Brandon Wakeham at 5'8", obviously halfback, Kyle Flanagan. under a lot of pressure this year. Obviously, he left the Roosters. Now he's off to the Bulldogs. The Roosters got rid of him. Now he's off to Canterbury. I think he'll do okay, Kyle Flanagan. I don't rate Kyle Flanagan as highly as the other people in the game, but I think he's a fine young player, and hopefully he can bounce back to his best this year. He's still a young player. I think we haven't seen the best of him yet, but he'll definitely improve this year, Kyle Flanagan. So I got him at halfback. The front row, Dylan Napa and Luke Thompson. Dylan Napa, another one who needs to step up. Had a pretty ordinary year last year. Ever since he's gone to Canterbury, he's been pretty ordinary, Dylan Napa. I think he's a player that needs to improve a lot. Dylan Napa, he's a former Origin player. He's a former Premiership winner. Needs to be better. I think he will. I got him in the front row. The other front rower is Luke Thompson. Obviously came over last year at a terrible time. Probably would have been better if he waited until now to come over. I think he's in for a big season. Not back to round 5, but when he's back, he'll be in the starting side for sure. Luke Thompson's in for a big year, I reckon. So got him in the front row with Dylan Napa. The hooker is Jeremy Marshall-King. Another player who's not really a hooker, but is going to play there because they haven't got many other options there at the moment. But Jeremy Marshall-King, definitely a player that will have to improve this year, and I think he will do an okay job at the hooker position. The back row, Adam Elliott, Raymond Fatala-Mariner. I've got Adam Elliott playing on the edge because I think Josh Jackson is better off in the middle nowadays. But Adam Elliott, a very underrated player, missed most of last year due to injury, and I think Adam Elliott is very close to being a State of Origin player. So I think Adam Elliott will have a really big season in my opinion. So I've got him in the back row, along with Raymond Fatala-Mariner, who was arguably one of the Bulldogs' best players last year. I thought he was fantastic on the edge for the Dogs. Whether you play him on the left side or the right side, I don't think it matters. Fatala-Mariner is a very good player, and I think he'll do a job this year. I think he should play with Kyle Flanagan, but he's a player to watch out for Fatala-Mariner. I think he'll have a big year, so I got him on the edge. And the lock is Josh Jackson. I think he'll play really well this year, Josh Jackson. He needs to be playing lock, in my opinion. He's a good captain, a good leader. I think his days on the edge are a little bit numbered now, but put him at lock. I think he'll make about 40 to 50 tackles a game. He's a workhorse. He's underrated. I think he'll do well. Good leader at the Bulldogs, and I got him at lock. And on the bench, first player, Jack Gavarrillo. I got him as that jersey 14 to come on and play a bit of a utility role. I think he'll do a good job, Jack Gavarrillo. I think he could play a bit of dummy half. He could play a bit of halves, maybe a bit of centre as well. But I think Jack Gavarrillo suits this team as the perfect utility player. You can play him anywhere. I think he's a very good player, Jack Gavarrillo. Can't see him playing 5'8", so I think his best spot is the jersey 14. The other couple players I got on the bench, Chris Smith, another player to watch out for. He did his ACL in the All-Star game last year. I think he'll bounce back this year and make the bench, and I think he'll do a good job for the Bulldogs. So hopefully he goes well, Chris Smith. Along with Jack Hetherington, he left the Panthers, gone to the Bulldogs. I think he'll have a very good season, Jack Hetherington. A very good bench player, Jack Hetherington. A player to watch out for. He'll probably start the first couple of rounds due to Luke Thompson being suspended. I think he's in for a good year, Jack Hetherington, so I think he'll do well. And the other player on the bench is Ogden. I can't pronounce that first name. I'm sorry. It's so hard to pronounce, but Ogden on the bench, come on. Probably for Dylan Napa when he wears out. Play a bit of front row. I think Ogden's a player to watch out for as well. I think he'll be in for a good season. And the 4 reserve players, first one I got, back up in the halves in case of injury. I think Lachlan Lewis, he'll be the backup half if there's an injury to either Flanagan or Wakeham. I think Lachlan Lewis will be the backup player. He might be 18th man most weeks, so I got him in the reserves, along with Nick Meaney. Pretty unlucky not to make this team, in my opinion, but I think he's going to be I think he'll end up being in the reserves, Nick Meaney, or if not, he might find another club. But Nick Meaney, a very fine player, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the side, but I got him in the reserves at the moment. Along with Joe Stimson, hasn't been the same player since he left the Melbourne Storm. In my opinion, Joe Stimson, I think he needs to improve a bit. I think he could make the bench, but at the moment, I've got him in the reserves. And the last player I got is the backup hooker, Sione Katoa. Now, I think he's a player that hasn't really done much in his career so far, but he's still got a long way to go. Could make the bench. Wouldn't be surprised, but at this stage, I've got him in the reserves. But overall, a pretty solid Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs team. I think they may improve this year. I'm not going to give away any predictions or anything like that yet, but I think the Bulldogs, the only way for them is up. They finished 15th last year. The only way is up for the Bulldogs. They'll definitely finish higher than 15th, in my opinion. So Anyway, guys, that's my Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 2021 predicted NRL team. Let me know your Bulldogs 1 to 17 in the comment section below. But anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in a little bit for my West Tigers 2021 predicted NRL team. Alright, guys, until then, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.